So welcome. My name is Joshua Monhe. We're here with Connected Lane County, and today we're at the Eugene Airport. And with me is Andrew. Andrew, thank you so much for hosting us.
My
today.
pleasure, my pleasure.
So you are the acting airport director. What exactly does that mean?
I'm actually the acting assistant airport
Acting
director.
assistant airport director.
So that means I wear many hats, but one of the hats I wear is I help the management team run all their different operations. So the management team consists of our operations manager, our security manager, our terminal manager, our airfield manager, and then we have Nate, who is our electrician, who does all the electrical work, and then we have our environmental manager and our project manager.
Oh wow! So you direct and manage quite a few people underneath you.
Yep, and also our general aviation analyst as well.
Oh great! So so we're gonna take a tour of the airport. So what are some of the things that we're gonna see today?
Well, there's lots of different components to the airport. So we've got our airlines,
Okay.
obviously, which control the planes and all the flights. We've got our rental car agencies that help people get rental cars when they visit the area. We've got our gift shops. We've got 2 gift shops right now, one here in the main lobby and then one upstairs. And then we've got our restaurants, so that where people can get food and stuff while they wait for their flight.
So it's like a little mini city. It seems like.
A lot of moving parts. There's a lot more to what an airport does and what goes on an airport than you see on the surface. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Very cool. Well, where's our next stop?
I think next stop we'll go see Bill and Danielle down at Delta Airlines.
Great. Let's head over there.
Okay.
All right, Andrew. So where are we? What's going on?
So we're here at the ticket counter for Delta Airlines.
Okay.
And we've got Bill and Danielle who work for Delta Airlines, and they're going to talk to you about what it's like to be on the airline side here at the Eugene Airport.
Oh, great. Bill, so what can you tell me a little bit about working here at an airport for Delta? I mean, do you work at the airport or do you work for Delta?
We work for a company called Unify, which is a sister company of Delta.
Okay.
So we're the ground handler of the airlines.
Okay.
So you have, in variations of different airports, you have mainline, which is all work for Delta Airlines direct.
Uh-huh.
And then your regional areas, you have our ground handlers that are sister company of Delta.
Okay, great. So you guys handle kind of the actual interaction with the plane and all the pieces.
Everything that you can think of, from the point of check-in all the way to the end of their destination.
Oh, that is so cool. And I'm sorry, catch your name, Danielle?
Danielle, yep.
Danielle, what do you do here?
I'm a supervisor here, so I kind of oversee the ticket counter and the gate areas and ramp functions.
Oh, wait, when you say ramp function, that's the like when your bags.
Handling all the bags, yep.
Really?
Pushing the planes.
Oh, cool. So how did you guys get into this, or how did you guys find out about these jobs?
I saw an ad a couple years ago. It's been almost 5 years now, so, and I started out as a ticket agent, and I became a trainer eventually, and then into a supervisor role.
So kind of the ticket agent's kind of the entryway into that?
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of experience do you need for ticket agency?
Just your high school diploma.
High school diploma?
Yep.
We put together a pretty comprehensive training program for all parties. So it doesn't matter if you're coming in for a ramp role or if you're coming in for just a ticket counter above wing role.
Yeah.
We have 2 different variations of it. And you go through probably about 80 hours worth of training.
Oh, wow.
Minimal, just the computer part of it, and then probably about 2 to 3 months worth of ground on hand.
Okay. Is there any particular things that a high school student could do now to kind of gain some experience or something that maybe might give them a little bit of edge on their application?
I would say that if you were looking for an entry role on it, your biggest part of it is going to be your customer service.
Okay.
You really want to focus on having that polished edge where you're in front of it. You have passengers coming in, they're not always having a great day. And it's up to you to diffuse it and make their...
I might have been grumpy once or twice, so, you know.
It happens. But
Okay.
that's the biggest thing, is just be prepared for that and just have a great attitude.
Okay.
And we do the rest.
Nice. And so the baggage handling, I'm sure that's a different set of skill sets. Maybe,
Yeah, you have to be able to lift bags up to 70 pounds. If it's higher than that, then you do team lifts. And just being prepared for that Oregon weather.
oh, yeah, that's right. Like, we got a great sample of that today.
Yes.
And then what about, working in an airport, I'm sure there's certain security requirements. I mean, if someone, I'm just, sometimes high school students like to have a little fun, get in trouble.
Yeah, basically for your entry level coming in, you are going to go through a background check for Delta.
Okay.
And then you're also going to go through a background check for the airport, which gives you these badges.
Okay.
The security badges. Once you get your training on that, That all is gonna be depending on what your background, what's in there.
Okay.
We can't really depend.
Is there anything that disqualifies you immediately that people should be concerned about?
I would say that if I had to mention any of the top two, would be any drug-related incidents or felonies.
Okay.
Or automatic dismissals.
Okay. So stay in school.
Stay in school, stay sharp.
Stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble is a big focus, yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And Andrew, where are we going next?
Next, we're going to go ahead and go through security, and we'll take a look at our gate areas, and we'll talk to Jody, our operations manager, and Tammy, our security manager, and they can tell you about what they do.
All right, Andrew. So we made it through security. I got my shoes back on. I got my jacket back on.
Right.
So where are we now?
So right now, we're in our kind of our main entranceway, which is where you can lead to either our B gates, which are through that direction, which is also where our exit out of the secure area. And then also we've got our escalators up, and we'll head towards A gates.
Okay. Now I have to mention that COVID's happening and people are worried about travel. What kind of precautions or what are you guys doing to kind of make things safe? And then what recommendations do you have to anyone that wants to travel?
Well, I would say that all the normal recommendations stay in place, so arrive early, especially with COVID and social distancing. Some lines might take a little bit longer than normal.
Okay.
So you want all your regular recommendations, plus masks are required at all times in the terminal.
Okay.
And all the airlines that currently serve the Eugene Airport do require masks throughout the journey.
Okay, so don't forget your mask and get here early.
So wear your mask, maintain safe social distancing, and then that way we keep everyone safe.
Great. Well, I believe we're also going to be meeting a few members of your team. On this
Absolutely,
tour.
absolutely. We're going to meet Jody, our operations manager, and we're going to meet Tammy, our security manager.
Great. Well, where are we off to next?
Why don't we head up to the A gates?
Sounds great. So, how long has the airport's been running since? How long?
Well, originally the airport's been here since the 40s,
Okay.
and actually the original terminal, it's still here. You can see it out. You'll be able to see it out this window. It's well, actually, it's hidden by that. It's the old United terminal.
Oh, okay.
So now it's the LCC flight school. So that was the original terminal.
Okay.
And then this part that we're in right now was part of an upgrade that happened about 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so
you
this-
said originally it was an Air Force base, you said? Or was it a military?
Military base.
Military base.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So and then in the 40s, it was handed over to the city. And so, like I said, we used to be a cross runway, and now we have two parallel runways.
Okay. Are those them out there?
No, we have one runway that direction
Oh,
to
okay.
the west, and we have another runway to the east.
Oh, that's right.
Our main runway is right here.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Cool. And so this is where the passengers, this is where most people kind of see.
This is if you're traveling on any airline except Alaska Horizon,
Mhm.
this is generally the route you would take to get to the A gates.
Okay.
This is where most of the other airlines come. So.
Nice. And it looks like you guys have some art here.
Yeah. So this space, this is currently it's from OSLP,
Okay.
so Oregon Assisted Living Program,
Yeah.
and so they rotate art that the members of their group, so that the community can enjoy them and passengers can see them.
Nice.
Yeah.
And also see flyers for some of the businesses that we work with too. That's pretty interesting.
Yep. We work with quite a few different organizations throughout the region, and they choose to advertise in the airport because, in a normal year, not a COVID year, but say 2019, we had over 1.2 million people come through our airport.
Wow.
Passengers, not including people picking people up. So we were in the midst of a 10-year run where every year was a record year. So
Wow.
we were busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Show them a little piece of Eugene while they're here.
Absolutely.
Or Lane County, actually, right?
Lane County, yeah. So we draw from the region. We're not just Eugene, so we're named Eugene Airport, but our catchment area goes all the way to the coast, over to the not quite to Bend, and then north and south, Albany, North Bend, that kind of area. So
Okay.
we actually cover 5 counties. is
Oh,
our catchment
really?
area. Yep.
So catchment area is kind of like your service area.
Right. So that would be basically that's the people that we draw from.
Okay.
That would be considered in we're their local airport.
Oh. So any students that eventually wanted to work here, if they're from those counties or that area.
Yeah, we you don't have to be from the area to work here.
Yeah.
But if you're local, it sure makes it easy, so you don't have to move.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. What are we?
So this is A gates. So this is where our jet bridges are for our larger planes, and like I said, several of our airlines. And why don't we go ahead and talk to Jody, our operations manager?
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
All right, Jody, you want to come on over?
Hi Jody, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Say hi to all the students of Blaine County.
Hello, students of Lake County.
So Jody, what do you do here?
I am the airport operations and training manager. I am responsible for, my department is responsible for the compliance with FAA rules and regulations to be a certificated airport. Along with that comes training to make sure all of our staff are fully qualified to be in their positions. And so we do things like radio communications with the air traffic control tower, because we do all of the airfield inspections. So we inspect our runway lighting system, we check our pavement to make sure that there's no debris or anything that we call FOD
Okay.
on the runway. We also look for quality control of the pavement to make sure there are no cracks or holes or anything that's unraveling out there. We also are in charge of our wildlife management. So to create a safe environment, we try to discourage animals from being around there.
It's probably not a good thing to have a flock of birds while the planes
No,
are trying to
probably
land.
not. So
Yeah.
our operations equipment, our vehicles are equipped with noisemakers. And so we have sirens and everything that our police and fire services have to
Yeah.
help scare the birds away, because they're stubborn at times.
They can't exactly tell them where to go, so.
Yeah,
that's fine.
and it also, with our grass height, we have to determine that so we don't have bugs or other animals living in our grass. It's one big ecosystem out here that we try to control as much as possible.
So it's not so much about the mechanics of the airport itself, but it's also the kind of everything that supports that too.
It's all the stuff that supports it. Yeah.
So what kind of jobs then are those? Like, I mean, groundskeepers and.
We have what you call airfield maintenance. Airfield
Okay.
maintenance, they're responsible for, of course, the mowing, pesticide applications, herbicide, because certain plant species attract certain species of animals.
Yeah.
So we control that as well.
Okay. Blackberries, right? All over the place.
No,
No.
no,
You got it.
berries go away.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
They are also responsible for replacing damaged lights or lights in our airfield system that is out or dim.
Okay.
They also clean them. They also are our snow fighters. So during times like yesterday when we were at 26 degrees, we had staff here monitoring our runways to see if we need to go out there and anti-ice or de-ice as needed. And they also are CDL, so they have ODOT certification to operate our large equipment like plows
Okay, so having a.
and big brooms.
So if a student was interested, they probably have a good driving record and
Mhm.
going for the CDL would be helpful.
Yeah, it's hard work, but it's rewarding. I mean, there's one thing about aviation, it's really addicting. You know, I've been out here for over 18 years now, and it's fun.
That's so cool.
It's fun,
You get to
and a lot of
meet-
people retire from here as
Oh,
well.
wow. Probably get to meet a lot of different people too in this work.
Yes, we do. We also, because we're an airport, we have the ability to go to accreditations to get certifications in certain areas of aviation to be compliant. And we also have the opportunity to network with other airport people as well. So we all share our knowledge and our experiences, and it's a lot of fun.
So working for the airport probably gives you opportunity then to travel and to do other things too.
Yes,
That's
and
so
meet
cool.
people that you wouldn't typically meet on an average day.
Awesome.
Like the airport director for Chicago O'Hare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's one piece of advice you'd give a high school student that they should think about if they were thinking about eventually working at the airport?
Research. Just because we are an airport, there are so many different jobs that you can have in an airport, all the way from aircraft fueling to aircraft maintenance to being a flight attendant on an aircraft or a concessionaire with the restaurants or gift shops. Yeah, there's so much.
Getting an entry level job like as a concession person, and then if you wanted to eventually become a flight attendant, is that a pathway, or being familiar with the airport?
You
is
get
that
to
helpful?
network with people,
Okay.
and then they help guide you on where you can go, what your opportunities are. It gives you a great opportunity to talk to people, learn what it is that they do, and see where your passion is.
That's awesome.
I started out here, I was a stay-at-home mom, not knowing what I wanted to do when I went back to work, and I found myself working the custodial job, and then I was promoted to working on the front curb right after 9/11, doing parking control. And within 5 years, I was in airport operations.
Oh, wow.
So
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's been a great ride.
So you handle all those aspects, but not security. So do we have a security person we can talk to?
We do.
How you doing?
Hi.
Say hi to the folks at Lane County.
Hi, everybody.
So what do you do here? What's your title? What do you do?
So my name is Tammy Harchie, and I am the security and emergency manager here at the Eugene Airport.
Okay.
So a lot of my duties are basically I ensure that the airport and all of the tenants and anybody that uses our airport are compliant with all of the Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, their rules.
Okay. So you said security and emergency. So hopefully it's more of the first and less of the
Exactly.
latter, right?
So the emergency is more about preparedness.
Oh, okay.
So that we don't have, so that if something were to happen, that we are prepared for that.
Okay. And what would constitute as an emergency? I mean, let's.
An emergency, it could range from anything from somebody being sick in the terminal to an actual aircraft incident
Okay.
or
Snow?
snow. We do open a snow desk that is mainly run by our airfield and operations, just
Okay.
because they're the ones that are out there doing that.
Got it.
But yes, we do run that as an emergency management
So
situation.
when things aren't running perfectly, you're the one that helps and kind of coordinates some of that.
We do a lot of planning.
A lot of planning. All right. And so the security, so we're probably familiar with a lot of the security as, you know, you fly on a plane, you have to go through security.
Right.
Is that the security that you're talking about?
So that is
or-
not all the security. So we have
Okay.
a lot of requirements that the airport and all the tenants are required to follow.
Okay.
When you come here as a passenger, you go through some of that security when entering through TSA, as far as getting screened and showing your identification and all of those things. But then also on top of that, we have certain access control requirements. We have a lot of closed circuits TV cameras so that we can monitor areas, doors, gates.
Okay.
Every person that works here at the airport has to come through our credentialing office
Okay.
to get a badge. With that badge, you have to go through certain background checks to find out if you can pass those background checks before you're allowed to get a badge. Once you pass those background checks, then you have to go through training with us
Okay.
so that you know the security requirements of the airport and the environment that you're working in.
Because it would probably be a very bad thing if you were entering an area that you're not supposed to be in.
Correct.
As a vendor or as an employee.
Correct. If you enter an area in which you're not supposed to be in, then that could be a violation on you, your employer, and the airport.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And security is very important.
Very, very important. It keeps all of us safe here at the airport, not only passengers, but also everybody that works here, all the employees and flight crews and everybody else.
So how did you get into this? I'm just curious.
So I got into this because I was working for the city, and then all of the security awareness and everything with 9/11 happened, and it just became a bigger and much more important role, and it just got so that people couldn't handle it as the way it was, and as it builds, the program builds, and it just worked into that.
Yeah.
If you were somebody that were entering the area now and wanted to do that, there is educational requirements, so stay in school and make sure you get that.
Okay.
And then also you can get some association education, so you can work with an example of the AAAE, so that you can get your certified member or any security education, which is very helpful.
Is that like an aviation association?
It is an
or-
aviation association,
Okay.
yes.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Andrew,
Great, thank you, Tammy.
Yeah.
so anything else that we need to know, or anything else you'd like
Gosh,
to...
there's so much to know. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. But I would say that it looks slow right now, but that's just because we're in COVID times. So I think all the airports, and Eugene included, we're really looking forward to the vaccine really rolling out so that people can feel comfortable and feel safe to really travel in greater numbers again.
Yeah.
Normally, this would be a very busy place this time of day, but because of COVID, there's been some flight reductions. We haven't lost any flights, but there's just fewer of them
Okay.
throughout the day. just because there's fewer people traveling. So for instance, over the holiday season, we were right around 50% of where we normally would be.
Okay.
Yep.
But as far as traveling now, it's a great option. I mean, you guys are taking
It's-
security precautions, safety precautions.
Absolutely. We actually just got rated as a GBAC star facility, and so that's a biohazard protocol training program. We're one of only, when we got it, we were the 9th airport in the nation to get it.
Yeah.
So we were one of the first ones to get it. So it really proves that we have a super high level of cleaning, and also a super high level, all our terminal maintenance personnel, they're all trained to do proper cleaning in a way that maximizes reduction of risk of any kind of transmission for COVID or anything else.
Very cool. All right, one last question. So
Sure.
if a student wants to work at the airport, entry-level position, what would you recommend that they, where could they enter in?
I think if you're interested in working for an airport, it could be great to get yourself in at one of the concessionaires, the restaurants, rental cars, or one of the airlines are probably your best bets for true entry level, just to see if you like the environment. Because it's not for everybody, but if if you're a fit and you like it in airport, I love it. It's a great place to be. It's vibrant. No day is the same. Every day it has new challenges and new rewards, and that's
Yeah.
part of what I like.
Okay.
And so if you're that kind of person, then an airport is a great place to be. And then it's really, once you're in the industry and you recognize that you like it, then you'll really be able to see what all the opportunities are. You can really hone in on what it is you really want to do.
And it sounds like there's a lot of transfer opportunities if you wanted to advance your career and live in another place, you can do that too.
Yeah. I mean, different entry levels, like the airlines. If you're really wanting to move around, that's more of an airline kind of thing.
Yeah.
But once you get into airports and you get that experience, there's definitely opportunities to transfer to other airports. So a lot of the skills you get are transferable, so you don't have to stay at one airport for your whole career.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew, so where are we at and who's with us?
Right, so we're in our lobby area, and this is our rental car area. So all our rental car companies are located here. So when people come to town and they need a vehicle, this is where they would come right after coming out of the exit.
Oh, okay, great.
Yep.
And our guest?
This is Christian.
Christian, how you
Nice
doing?
to meet you guys. My name's Christian. I'm the branch manager here at Enterprise Alamo National under Enterprise Holdings
Okay.
here at the Eugene Airport.
And so what do you do here?
So here, like Andrew was saying, all the deplaning passengers are going to come. We do a lot of business travel. A lot of people come in to do work. Come in, they pick up their cars. We have 3 different brands for 3 different types of travelers. We have our business travelers, which is mainly through National. And then Enterprises are kind of every brand, and then Alamo is more of our leisure business.
Okay.
So everyone coming out here, everyone walks through here, gets baggages, comes through, picks up their rental cars, and heads out. We have our parking lot right out here, so it's a very easy flow in this airport, which I really like.
And yeah, the parking lot's pretty easy to find too, so it's really nice to get in and out. So what kind of jobs do you guys hire for?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good question. So here at this airport, we have a couple different positions. So we have our service agents, our car detailers. We usually have about 2 to 3 on at a time. Sometimes we get busy 4. We have about
Those are the people
8.
that have to like clean up the car
Those
and
are-
then come back.
Exactly. Those are guys who we rely so much on to make sure our cars are perfectly clean. We've got this new COVID process where we're sanitizing vehicles, and we're taking a little bit extra time doing that. So we've got a team of about 8 of them.
Okay.
And they're really actually the heroes that make the rental cars look nice. We go out and we double check, make sure everything looks good. Up from there, we have our customer service representatives.
Okay.
Like Maria, she's kind of tucked back here behind the counter, ready to help people.
Yeah.
She's been here for a while, and they do everything. So they're mainly up here helping out customers, solving problems, and making dreams happen.
Okay.
I would like to say dreams in driveways.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I appreciate you
All
guys
right.
stopping by
Thank you.
and talking with us.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Andrew.
you.
Yeah, take care.
So Andrew, we've seen the terminal, we've seen some of the support services here, like the airlines and the car rentals. what else? I mean, there's obviously the terminal where the air traffic controllers are. I know we probably can't tour that. But
Yeah, that is actually, the air traffic control tower is run by the FAA, so they're run by the federal government. So
Okay.
they have their own different career track, and the air traffic controllers, they're really good at what they do. And our traffic control tower actually controls this airport and Medford Airport.
Oh,
so
really?
we control the airspace for both airports.
Okay,
Yeah.
one location, two
Yep.
spots.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
cool. Well, it sounds like we learned a little bit about some of the entry-level jobs. We learned a little bit about some of the career paths. Is there anything else that you would recommend?
Yeah, I would say
to our
there's
students?
so much more. I mean, this industry is so vibrant, so many options. I mean, there's other jobs that we didn't get to meet, like our terminal manager. So there's custodial and some maintenance that goes on in the terminal. So those are people that, those are opportunities as well.
Okay.
If you're interested in being a pilot, we have the LCC Flight School is here at the Eugene Airport.
Oh, great.
So if you want to go on that path, you could look at LCC, and they have programs set up to help people become commercial airline pilots.
Okay.
And then we also have our airfield crew that we didn't get to see because they're out getting ready because it's winter weather, so they're all out working, so we didn't get
Yeah.
to see them today.
And
But-
your office, right? You've got accountants and bookkeepers and.
Yep, we have our finance department, we have our contract department, we have our environmental, we have a lot of environmental regulations.
Okay.
And so we have a special environmental manager, and then we've got our project manager, because every summer we are doing construction, upgrading runways and doing all that kind of stuff. So we have our project manager that coordinates all of that.
So it sounds like almost any job that you have, kind of, I don't want to say outside in the real world, but this is like a little city. But any other jobs that are out there, there's usually an airport equivalent or something similar to that.
Yeah, and a lot of the skills, I came from a non-airport background. I came from a marketing background.
Okay.
But then I came into a position that was a communications manager before my current position, and that was all about advertising and marketing and public information officer and things like
Okay.
that. So there's a lot of skills that you can bring into the airport world, and then vice versa. There's a lot of skills that you can get here and then take it out into other realms in the
Very cool. And then it is the city of Eugene, or it's the Eugene Airport.
It's the Eugene Airport. and
What's the
we-
connection with the city?
So we are part of the city of Eugene, so
Okay.
we fall under the public works part of
Okay.
the city of Eugene. So we are city of Eugene surrounded by Lane County.
Okay.
But we're all city of Eugene employees.
Oh, wow.
And I can attest that city of Eugene is a great organization to work for, a lot of great people, and they're really a good place to land.
Awesome. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to show us around and give us more information about some of the opportunities here. So,
Absolutely, a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to see you. Yeah, thank you.
have a great day.
You as well.